Well, I hope somebody shows up. Testing 1, 2 on the mic. Well, let's see. Hey bro, what's up? Whoa, Byokia and Makoto show up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappear without a word. We are investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's rank high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you. What, are you jealous? Yes, we're at the 5th trial. Yeah, I think it's a 5th, yeah. Sayaka, Chihiro, Fumi, Sakura, and then this one, yeah. Yeah, this is the 5th one, yep. I left it off yesterday. They got a little, I kind of, left a cliffhanger.
Hey!
Are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Stop talking and embrace yourself. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But yes, they got mad at me. I'm an evil little streamer. We stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10. What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet? Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... Or what? Jesus. Did I scare you? I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got it backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other
I'm
words,
waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? We all agree it's a violation. I'll arrange a punishment right now. It is me you're waiting for. I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here, and no rules been broken. Kyoko. Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking. You want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? Was it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish. You're so spoiled. You're right. There's no penalty, officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butt on the elevator, and I'll be just one step ahead of ya. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko? So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we gotta deal with the ghost. I told you to stop talking. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko Miyaki, I stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. I see 2D, I see 2D, I see 2D. They're missing all the fun. They better get here. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You needed that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So, I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor. There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. And of course, I almost missed his announcement because of that. Had no idea a body had been discovered. And then when you did find out, I just now had finished my search. Came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? That's why you were late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to. Actually, to be precise, not quite. I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyoko's account? Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
Can we go over all the details after we get through the trial? Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because it was probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her. Derms. That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? Well, if that's all. Seeming unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. And I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Derms, yep, that's right, them derms. And we're gonna get on the elevator. Before the last one left, being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time the chunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and a dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to this mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the door opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. I know. It was the blinding light of despair. They were late last time. They were late yesterday.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
So I don't know. I'm trying to hold off. I'm trying to... I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Do you want to save? Yes, we want to save. And maybe sing a song. Fa la 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 la. Oh, do I want to sing? What kind of song do I want to sing? I don't know. I don't know any songs. Martin song? I don't even know how it goes. I forgot how it goes. I am Krogan. I forget how it goes. Let me YouTube it. Maybe I can remember how it goes. Okay. Very barrel and middle down intended sauce very majority of dirty field against and very battalion. Like the rebel did it again and the oh man, that's horrible. Say no by and somebody don't do we go bury in the mammoth very model of a scientist Solarian. Oh God. Let's see. Do I want a cool compression or do I want increased gauge recovery? Lost in thought. Time limit for each. Increased time limit for complete steady your aim. Turn to concentration, take a weakness spot, effective turn, let's try that. Alright. So we're going to do this class trial. The 5th class trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Hello, Whittle. How you doing, man?
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way the corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to make your argument.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Shoot!
Did I get the right one?
That Kyoko there is just a
Oh,
ghost.
wrong one, wrong
They
one.
got burnt up in the... Then she was wearing gloves. Well, yeah.
Because that corpse is absolutely...
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
That Kyoko just...
The ghost. Okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't...
They got
burnt up in the...
I gotta hit this right.
She must have been wearing gloves.
God dang it.
Absolutely. This entire discussion is idiotic. Kyoko, then okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah. She must have been wearing gloves. No,
There we go.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
Is it? Huh.
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. Anything's missing. Where's my anything at? Where's my anything at?
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right? If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to do so. The face was scorched and there wasn't any description. If we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
the key to
Alright.
figuring out who it was.
Before we go any further, it's poll time. You can put in your votes and find out. And you can, okay. You put your vote in on who done it. So go ahead and hit that exclamation point, vote, and the number to vote for who done it. You have 5 minutes. The key to figuring out who this is
the tattoo on the back of her hand.
you can vote.
Well, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must.
But you must wait for everybody else to vote.
You're my bitch.
Seriously? You really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden
Hit
within that
exclamation vote and the number and tally up who done it.
Oh, really?
And compare the tattoo and the other information we have. The victim is info to be clear.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Oh. Oops. I almost forgot to play.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? Now we have to have a coup-last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
Did we find anything? Not yet. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. I have something.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here at 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. and I don't have an alibi 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time, and I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
And 9 o'clock.
in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto
doesn't have enough? Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
That's more than enough time.
To commit murder, right? So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
We've
Established a time frame.
It took place somewhere between.
No, it's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
All I have to do is hit Toko with a certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear.
I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? How can you say
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Makuro's killing us. No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something? The scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been...
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoka say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoka said, the tarp must have touched the body somehow. But the body. Wait, something's not right.
Something's not.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoka's motivation. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoka said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, it's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
I got it! Could it have been...
Good
chicken
Judy.
blood?
I'm a good Judy. I'm a good Judy. But I don't have any friends.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicions fall back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me?
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important. Now we have that knife. What are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do with it? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? You know me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I can't be sure of what exactly happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
You miss Kyoko. She's not dead.
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Consider everything up to now. I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
And the knife...
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it.
There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back
Of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate?
The victim's
fatal injury has yet to be.
No, it's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Okay, so we found some arrows. I think where's that at? Titanium arrow. There we go.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds...
Well, welcome back from Nowhere Land.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master! You have no right! I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame him for doubting it. Because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? No doubt, that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Evidence Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to the dojo. Where is it at? Where is it at?
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is...
What I'm planning on doing, before we go any further, I want to play all 3 of the Danganronpas, but I want to play them story-wise. So after this one will be Ultra Despair Girls. So we're going to do Ultra Despair Girls, then we're going to do Danganronpa 2. That way the story go in sequence. Because Ultra Despair Girls actually was in between 1 and 2.
Right here. The key to the dojo.
And how does that prove anything?
If that makes sense.
Because I found it in your room.
But yes, we'll do Ultra Despair Girls and then Danganronpa 2. And then when Danganronpa 3 comes out, we'll do Danganronpa 3.
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me. Then that means she knew I was being attacked. Oh yeah, me too, man. I can't wait to, man. Whew. I can't wait till it comes out. I might even make me a Japanese account and just download the Japanese version of it. Could that be when she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Yucca should know better than anyone. What does that mean? Make your argument.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly right. I'm not the killer. You should understand Byakuya. Master would never hide. There's proof that you aren't. Is that what you're saying? You stated a theory. You said I hid the evidence and then left
The locker key in my own room.
Correct.
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should understand Byakuya. What are you? Master would never hide something. There's proof that
You aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong.
Are you buffering? Really? Shouldn't be, man.
If
Wow.
I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
I ain't dropping no frames. And I'm only streaming at 1400.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in Kyoko's just told us an obvious lie. But this isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? You vote for me and I die here. The mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. Really? You usually never have any problems, anything. The mastermind's trapped. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, not Kyoko. I don't know why the heck I said that, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I? The mastermind's trapped. The victim was Mikuru, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. Ba, 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 ba. We are, but the risk means solving the mystery. We have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right now. I made my decision. I have to believe in Kill. There's no way she would kill someone. She has to be some. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko missing.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Makoto did it! That's what time it is, guys. It's punishment time. Damn, man, really? Let me see something. Are you on your laptop, anything? Refresh it, anything, see what happens. You think I'm the killer? Yeah, let me turn my mic down a little bit. Sorry, man. Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it. Good job, everyone.
Indeed.
Good job. Yep, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. The whole trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials. And I'm going to end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment time! Wait, what? Why do I... Joker.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment
Yeah, try
time!
refreshing it and see what happens now. If that don't work, I could drop it down more bit right. Let's see what happens. Game over. Makoto has been found guilty. Time for punishment. Makoto is dead. Bye, Makoto. Everybody wave bye to Makoto. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, Makoto. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Makoto. Did you try refreshing it?
What?
Alright, just close it out. Close out Twitch, and then come back to Twitch again and try it that way. What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had alter ego.
This is...
Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe it. We finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated for the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that? What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. What are you talking like you already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an inch. A stupid virus is gone. Got it, and so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage spew pit in a way that has even better special punishment. Did it work? Anything? I'm still still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Okay, thanks. Alright, back out of Twitch, back out of the channel, and then come back. Let's see if that works. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? What the hell is going on? It's okay.
Calm down.
We're not the ones being trapped this time. Now it's
In
a
other
mastermind
words.
that's ensnared. What are you talking about?
What did you say?
You
So-
understand? You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this building urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope Speak Academy. It brings the top students from every field and imaginable government-funded school of Havoc. Apparently not. Tell him, somebody here. Oh. Alright. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which means Hope Peaks, a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend to school. One is you already have to be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you scout it by the school itself. Hey Kyoko, how you doing tonight? Was me. Well, I know Twitch Alert was twitching earlier today. Twitch Alert was not working. I'm doing pretty good. We just got through with the 5th trial, and we watched Makoto get punished, sort of. We just got through with the 5th trial, and we watched Makoto get punished, sort of. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever. But what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I've ever seen him before. What the heck's going on? God. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body starting to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside of a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. Can you see the stream? I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find yourself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. I was gonna be stuck in there till I waste away and die. No, I can't let that happen. Dum 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 dum. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a short break before we continue on any further. So give me a few minutes and we will get right back at solving this mystery. Why did that go? Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and we're back to play some more Danganronpa. Happy. Alright, Kyoko, will you take care and Don't forget to stop by and say hi and bye and whatever. And it's still buffering? Really? Wow. I don't know, man. I mean, you might have to reset your computer. I don't know. I don't know. Because you usually don't have any problems. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself, for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival begins. First up, we have to look. We start looking for a way out of here. Rattle, rattle, rattle. It's a lot. Rattle, rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pull or kick at it, it won't budge. Getting out here isn't going to be that easy. Well, I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquid I can drink? Which ones are all around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm locked in on all sides. I cannot read. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was the only way to pursue what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to be passed. And all I had to do was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Crack. What the? The strange peers from my silent insulation jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage joust and form an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could have it been? There's some trash over here. Did a giant piece of trash fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was and tumbled down here with me.
Just
a giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she can even emerge from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
What's going on here now? Hold up before we go any further. I don't see anything wrong, Brandon. What are you talking about timing out somebody? Because he said you are ugly. He wasn't even saying Brandon you are ugly or me ugly. All right. There's. I mean, I don't understand what's going on, Brandon. Here, tell me. You whisper me and tell me what's going on because from what I'm seeing right now, there's just because he says you are ugly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no need to be warning anybody. You're a mod, man. Matter of fact, whisper me, please. Whisper me. This place smells awful. Kyoko,
Indeed.
you look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. So give her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then face me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat. We can talk once you finish. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out from me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth, making it way towards my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going for it is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why did you come to rescue me? To pay a debt? Or no, to atone. Atone. During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew? But even though
Indeed.
I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen.
However,
not that I'm trying to make an excuse, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive? I'm telling you.
It's true.
I'm telling you everything. The reason I have to survive
In
is
other
so
words,
that I can do what I came to do to school. I came to this school to do. Yeah, I can't read. Bad reader. I made up my mind. Okay. I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for a very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak? That's right.
Indeed.
At least I did once. Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. Forgotten, but that. I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? That is really true. You lost your memory. Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted. When I woke up, I was trapped here. I fainted too.
That's right.
When I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling, a separation from within myself, a disconnected. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I came to the school, and I couldn't remember why my ultimate abilities was. But what could make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because... I don't think... I'm positive. It was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they do that? There's only one reason I could come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what you say is true. Why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you? If I did
that,
and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it's a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. You should believe that, and then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it would only make sense that she would look into her missing memories by herself. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why? Because among everyone, you're the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could be the mastermind. I understand. I should understand everything.
Understand that my goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Just like the dream I had before, but why did it just happen? Are you okay?
Listen.
Yes. I don't know anything. That's weird because, like, you're the only one that really don't have any problems that I know of. You and Brandon only, well, that's weird. Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing, right? Even now I trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never
Correct.
asked you for help right now, right away, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. I better talk to Kyoko. Oh, wow, I gotta talk to her again? Jesus Christ. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigation on your own. So, how that turned out, were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for, I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective.
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope Peaks Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. Whatever it took, I had to find them. I screwed up.
Correct.
You had to find someone? Who? Well,
So,
it was the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. The headmaster. Why did you have to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What? Truth bomb just laid out everywhere. I was separated from him as a child, and it turns out he became the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. Kyoko's dad is Hope Peak's Academy, Hope Peak headmaster. Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster. No matter the cost.
No matter what?
Kyoko, what's going on?
So,
My memory hadn't come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course. Since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. But listen, Makoto,
However,
I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. Only said what I felt based on what I seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
so
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were in a mess. The dress drawer dumped on the floor. The conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right? That was
It's
my
true.
assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map. The
Indeed.
layout entirely of Hope Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster room, along with Makuru's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for facility use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that it was true. That room would likely hold some clues, so I went and checked. And that's when I
Correct.
finally remember. I remember my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there. But once
However-
again, I got there. I noticed that the second floor didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we can ever imagine. What do you mean? I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Jesus, can you get out of here? Of course, once I
However-
got to the second floor, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuru Ikusabi, doesn't it?
However,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuru Ikusabi was to get me killed. Me killed. I stole that
Indeed.
key and disappeared. And in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulation? Exactly.
that's right.
With minimal restriction, you're free to destroy the whole Academy of Aurora.
In
The
other
mastermind
words,
is animated about okay, I can't read. About following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind himself is somehow being bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I like to point out about the murder of Mikuru Ikusabi. What's that? There was a point where Mikuru may have become the victim. May not have become the victim. It could have been. I could have become the victim. You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know. Footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Which is exactly what
Anyway.
happened to you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow crossing the corridor. I gave him chase away right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran in your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course. That
However,
wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It has to be the work of the mastermind and attempts to use the fast trial to eliminate me. Uni impression. Are you still having problems? Anything with the stream?
Indeed.
I don't have the conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But it's really bad if it's true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wants to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mikuru. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So does it all mean? It means the
In other
mastermind is the one
words,
who's been cornered. A little
Makoto.
more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt Mikuru was the ultimate despair, and then she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to be implicating whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's
what
right.
happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair.
It would seem
Despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they are Make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. Oh yeah, I'm ready. I got a bottle of wine ready for a stream on that day. I'll be streaming and drinking. That is the ultimate despair. And that's our real enemy. Ian. To be continued. You received the Dream Island rocket present. Do I want to say? Yes, I want to say. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I leave y'all with another cliffhanger, like I did last night. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. The same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we need to get out of this horrible place. Figure out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. And we, Kyoto, do you still have that one thing? Makoto's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do.
Indeed.
It was an absolute vital part in snaring the mastermind. We'll never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right? That's right.
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right?
Indeed. That's...
Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right? Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma's design on and slid it in the keyhole. And then click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
You ain't got an Android to download apps? We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Our iPhone. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate sulfur, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, and ultimate death. A deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extended straight up like a chimney. That was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the first surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even get to where it ended. Fanny shot. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was dark and cramped. I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing if you slip. I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking while will help keep my mind off of it. Tsukiya, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detective. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a secret duty. My family always seen it that way. That's weird because you should be able to get a Twitch app for Twitch. If you can get a YouTube app, then your family's famous. Quite the opposite. Even among detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family's tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride. A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That's how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of our society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A consensus effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because I said it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when we was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. And yet,
however,
I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something I cannot say her name. Blah 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 blah. Man, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you're missing everything than anything. Yeah, just watch the rebroadcast, man. After that, man, I'm pretty sure as soon as it's done, you should be able to watch the rebroadcast of it. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your father, right? There's no shame in that. Reconnect.
What?
I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You had so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There was something I wanted to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it? I want to sever all ties with him. Sever. The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember why. I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kiguri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. He had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. Right. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank you for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her unusual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. There was one thing. There was one thing I could never forgive him. Really.
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of the family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life, and I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need him to step out of his shadow. That is why I had to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgotten about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was shocked to hear her say something like that, and I don't know how to respond. I said nothing. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I just climbed the ladder in a complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope Pete is awaiting for us. We're back. Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we came out. I unlocked it already, so it would open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Now we're back in Hope Peak Academy. Yoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out of there without you. No thanks, never. Unnecessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course. But if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you, you help me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course. Then let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's go ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that... If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we find out. And it's not like we can run away. She said that she points at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stress out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What do you think is going to happen, isn't it? Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The master is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does that mean? The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation in Makuru's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was. If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'd be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help you with our negotiation. I'm still a little super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we? Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going.
Shall we go?
And the plot thickens. Refresh it a couple times, anything. Maybe that'll help out. Try refreshing it. I mean, cause I mean, I haven't changed the bit rates at all, man. It's got to be something on your end, man. What you yawning about, Brandon?
Well now.
Kyoka, I don't mind so much. Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'll act. Are we really going to be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoka help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunately, but that is the rule. So now I get to punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko? Do whatever you feel you have to. What? But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Monokuma or Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose. You explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Well, you set up these latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me. I was supposed to be chosen as the Blacken and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plane came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. In response to the unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blacken and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that threw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being that could come to our aid even after you killed it. Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did. So we'll execute Makoto for it. would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blacken is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose. You're talking a big game. You're saying the blacken is me and not Makoto? And you can prove this, right? No, I can't. You just said it like that. What is this, comedy routine that makes such bold claims without a shred of evidence? I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I can guarantee I can find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. Now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have had fear for his life, fear for another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you loved so to inspire. But here we are, fronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right. Scare can never kill hope. And of course, you can say, we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So what's this advice of yours?
It's true.
Do Makoto's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations and ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
In time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Hey.
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makoto's cure, of the mastermind himself. For what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'd probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, Brandon, man, you take care. See you later, man. Mary.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little bit. So, time for some bear jokes. Now, what you're suggesting might be plausible. It would certainly make for a one honey of a climax. Does that mean to yourself? If we do things your way, that's enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it was cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm pretty bare to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one finally grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this. But it's a long-awaiting climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting in. For this final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawning around the school. If you can do that, then there'll be enough to club you as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makoto's death and solve the mystery of this school, then you win. And if you can't do all that, we'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure. When we uncover your every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Honestly, can't believe how this all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rules? When a student kills another, then that's when a class trial is held. I remember that for sure, so what?
Hey.
I just wanted to confirm that is what you said, right? And if it's a true statement, you don't have to be suspicious. I said it before, it bears repeating. Everything is based on school regulations. And having a trial from the career is no exception to that. Which would have mean that whoever killed Makuro. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns, anything? Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in hope since the killing game began are those 16 students. What? Are you telling the truth? Why did he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. Get lost, would you? Why are you so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyways. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflow with despair.
Hey.
Hey, Link. Thank you for that follow, man. Oh, there it goes. Oh. There we go. Monokumo dancing. Woo, woo, woo. Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Oh, we all do. I love it. We're on the final trial here. I do a little commentary, a little. We're on the final trial here. I do a little commentary, a little. No, I can't read very well. No, I can't read very well. Proxy, you're strange. Monokuma unstable laughter seems to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we're out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still have my life, and we still have a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from the final showdown, do they? They had no choice but to accept. Huh? It's all because that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school lives to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to explain. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off. Or anything, man. I feel sorry for you, man. And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it. And think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to blah 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 blah. I told you I can't read very good. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason. They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world. The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody. So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point. The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right? For those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. That's the ultimate despair. What? They wanted to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous. You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves ultimate despair would despise. Later, bro. See you around. The group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their own reason for making the rest of us suffer? I know how angry it makes you, and yet the same motivation is what led the masterminds revealing their weakness. What? Because their goal is to broadcast this killing grain to the world, and the mastermind had to be more particular than is. That don't make no sense, man. So many sentences, man, don't make no sense. Has had to be more particular than it's responsible about their own regulation. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves. This is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. So instead, they tried to use the class trial and follow all the proper rules to get me killed. Then began a trial that didn't have a right answer. Then made me out to be a killer. But even that didn't work. Yes, thanks to you. It's true. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion. To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect form. It would only do the mastermind harm to have shown that they violate their own regulations. But all of that as a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge. Well, however, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind thought the plans were you able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Exceptionally, I was just making a bet. But it looks like I got it right this time. At least I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took a small sigh of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. While presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed an uneasiness, they would have just made you too much more uneasy. You're probably right. How pathetic. Anyway, we can relax just yet. All we've done is to earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time. Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. We can't defeat the mastermind. It costs us our lives. There's no option except to win. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone? Is that really possible? Oh. Anyway, right now, we have to go find the others. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Oh man, yeah. I'm sorry, anything. I'm sorry, man. Snipple, snipple. Yeah, like you're my like you usually see everything, man. Like you never had any problems. Is she inside? I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Wow, I don't think I've ever been in here. Oh, the dining room hall is open. And suddenly we were greeted with, you again? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reaches its limit. Geez, what the heck? I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help without a sigh of relief. Makoto? Oh yeah.
Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone's there. All my friends who have struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their face, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? Yeah,
What the
man, that's a
heck?
serious stink. It's Makoto. She smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Makoto.
Yo!
Well, what is that? Like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her, man. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. Who in the heck's Miss Cleo? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life. Not too many people can say that their life saved by a computer program. I imagine it was learning experience for you. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured out that since the trial was over, we'll have access to a new place again. And no dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there still weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in the garbage for a while. This smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seemed happy for some reason.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in the extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma. Explain what? But it's okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you? That is related to what we have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial? We're going to redo Makuru's trial. What, seriously? What's the point of redoing it? Miss Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you. Makoto isn't the killer, and of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it? What you saying it was the work of the mastermind. What? You saying the mastermind killed Makuru? That's right.
That's right.
It was all elaborate trap to contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die. You spotted the trap,
did you say?
Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy, you know. But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blacken, is a clear violation of the school regulation. The rules state that only the Blacken is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rule. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed. Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Very clever of you. I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. And you said, now, it's a mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Hey, I'm
Don't be mean!
For anyone who didn't understand, you can ask Yoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now? It's about
that.
who killed Makura, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery. But we've been looking around this whole oh crap.
Anyway.
We're probably guessing already. But if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone. Hey, who said you can agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm with fine things we are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. Meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle and rather interesting development, I say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Makuro and all the school mysteries, it's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search so hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not sure about that. I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree, why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mystery. That's what I thought too at first, until Monokuma gave us a little hint of his hint. Very polarizing approach. I know. We already read all this. The killing game began with 16 participating students, all high school students, and that only people have taken a single step in Hope Peak Academy since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Koko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why? The mastermind
so
really is one who killed Makuro as Makuro. Oh god dang it, I cannot pronounce anybody's name tonight. And then the mastermind would have set in the school, right? Makoto could probably murder Makuro, but there's no way he could have disguised. Oh,
In
crap.
other words,
But according to Makoto, the only people who set foot in Hope Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part of the killing game. And the mastermind is. There was 14 of us in the main hall at the time. At the very beginning, add in Makuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them. And one of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? This ain't the mastermind is one of us. You can't be here. Wait, we can't say that for sure. That's true yet. Monokuma might have said all that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us also is a possibility. And that is the one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they are the ultimate right, the ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. For one of us, what's a mastermind? But I have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? Did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in their secret. I don't care how sneaky you are. We were to notice someone sneaking off that many times. And maybe Monokuma has an autopilot. Maybe they load up in a dialogue and action beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely possible if they direct the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. You can see? Oh, wow. That's good. You must have some high traffic at where you're at.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms. The
fine.
time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyways. At this
In the
point, I
name
can
of
rely
my
on myself
family.
and on the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I had no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then, to making his final statement, Draghi left the dining room hall. God, master, he didn't take me with him. Do you blame him? Without master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream or the coffee. You're totally useless. Goodbye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining room hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right.
Indeed.
Which leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come?
Just a second.
Just wait and
How
see.
about that?
I'm going to use my total awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind identity. Haha. Sniper Lally Hero left the dining room hall. Everyone really gone off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know. But until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useful. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? Nah, really nice of you to stay. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that help us all to get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in a surprisingly high spirit as she dashed out the dining room hall. And once again, it was just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well,
However,
don't misunderstand. Just because we're going on our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we had found. Yeah, that's right. Well, I better get going.
then.
I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook, cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover it by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either, but I have to begin my search. I can't believe the mastermind being one of us. So that's what I have to prove. Prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I have to expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. It's investigation time. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end this broadcast. And like always when we end our broadcast here, be a gamer and play the game.